What's up, everybody? Today I want to share my 5 reasons why the FUJIFILM X100T has basically shown me how to become a better photographer. And you're gonna think this is maybe a trolling video, and I swear it's not. But it's, in a weird way, there's actually things in a camera that make it a deficit and at the same time could make it its strength. So I'm going to try to explain how that how that works in this video. So number one, this camera has subpar autofocus. Everybody knows that. It's improved since the beginning, the X100, and then it got better in the X100S, and then it got better in the X100T, and then now the latest version, the F, has a somewhat equivalent autofocus to the X Pro 2. So each generation's gotten better and better and better. But the subpar focusing on my version, on the T, has actually taught me to manual focus and take the time to slow down, figure out what I want to focus on, compose the image, and just take better shots that way. It also led me into learning about the different focusing options like split view and focus peaking, which I'm in love with now. So focus peaking is like my favorite thing. And these are all things I would never really dived into or learned about if the camera was, quick and really good with autofocus. So again, see, that's a deficit, and it turned into a strength because it taught me, and it led me down this path to learning how to do things kind of like the old-fashioned way, I guess, but slowing down and really taking your time composing an image is good. You'll see why if you give it a shot. The second one would be poor continuous focus. So you could put this in C mode and try to autofocus on a bunch of stuff that's moving around, and the camera is really slow to keep up with it. So what to do? Well, on a sunny day like today, if you want to capture a lot of movement, a lot of people, a lot of action, best thing to learn is about zone focusing. And zone focusing I'll get into in a future video. Give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see that. But yeah, zone focusing, it's the best way to capture a deep depth of field, sharp, and high resolution. So learn about zone focusing. Trust me, if you do a lot of street photography, that's much better than trying to use autofocus to capture certain things in the scene. So third thing, there's no optical image stabilization. And I know you're gonna think that's kind of funny to say, but think about it. All the new modern cameras these days, or a lot of them, have optical stabilization in the lens, or they have it in the body with the sensor, and or electronically. And like the Olympus has 5-axis stabilization. I mean, all that helps in when you're hand holding the camera. It's also really great for video, but we're talking about photography here. And having bad, or not having that optical image stabilization has led me into shutter speed. And learning how there's a certain shutter speed that you should use for when your subject is standing still posing for you, versus another shutter speed where you're hand holding and your subject is maybe moving, not really standing still for you. And then another shutter speed where a lot of action's happening around you and you're standing still, or another shutter speed where you're basically walking along and your subjects are also walking by. That happens all the time on the street. So again, there's another shutter speed setting for that. And then when there's a lot of fast action around you and you want to freeze it. So there's a lot of variety. Once you learn shutter speed, you have a lot more control over the image that you're capturing. The fourth thing would be this camera has average low light performance. It takes pretty good pictures up to like 3200 ISO, 6400 is passable if it's in a really dark scene. But you know, that led me into learning about aperture and shutter speed again, and combining those things and to be able to take photographs at night. I like to take photographs in a big city late at night with the artificial lighting, you know, lighting up the scene. And once you figure out how to do night street photography, it's amazing. So you can't rely on the camera to do it on auto. Trust me. Some cameras might be able to get away with it, but I would say like 99% can't handle it. So knowing how to manually set things as you're walking about, you're gonna be in love. The fifth thing, and this is a fixed lens focal length camera. So you know, you can't zoom in out, you can't swap the lens for, you know, something wider or more telephoto. You have to learn to see how your camera would see things. Move forward when you need to move forward, move back when you need to move back. Move yourself to recompose, and you know, frame things right within the frame lines. It's so much better. It's so much better than having than like standing still, zoom in, use a joystick to move the focus point. You know, you gotta learn what a focal plane is and what are focus points, and you know, figuring out how to do that manually, and composing things manually, and moving your body. So you don't have zoom in and out, but your body zooms in and out. So that's what I'm saying. It's like there's an art to taking photographs well, and you have to learn how to use your camera as a tool. You have to learn how to think about what you're going to take and how it's going to look before you even click the button, and that's a good thing. So this video ties in perfectly for the following video that I want to do, which is basically telling Fujifilm to keep the X100 series line of cameras pure. Because when I bought this about 2 years ago, it was kind of billed as the poor man's Leica. Okay, fair enough. Now, with the introduction of the X100F, this has become the little brother of the X Pro 2. Big difference. So stay tuned for that video. If you have any comments, leave them below. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. And if you disagree, go ahead. Disagree, put your comments below. I'll try to answer back if I can. But just don't be disagreeable. And till next time, guys. Thanks.